We are living in reactive times, but and that's why more we should be making stuff for those reactions.
If this film inspires somebody, and I would say girls and boys, or gets even some minds to think in a certain direction, then I think that we've succeeded as a film.
The Constitution of India guarantees certain rights to every citizen of this country.
Yes.
How can there be a second reaction?
Hi guys, welcome to the Quint.
Hi.
It talks about caste issues, something that's been prevalent for centuries, and we've been talking about what you're addressing in the film. But when you do talk about something like this, do you feel that, a messaging of the film can have that kind of impact it needs to have on a society?
My driver saw the film yesterday.
Okay.
And along with 7 other drivers, and they all say that we came in to watch John Abraham ka picture. We left with Veda's story.
Nice.
And he doesn't speak much. He's just very, very quiet, drives the car.
Yeah.
And he got in the car and he couldn't stop talking. He said, "Hamare gaon mein yahi hota hai." He comes from a town. He comes from a town called Unnao in Uttar Pradesh, right next to Lucknow. And he said, "Hamare gaon mein yahi hota hai." सारे लड़कियां बच्चियां को ये पिक्चर देखनी चाहिए. When we had the issue with the CBFC, in the sense that there was delays with the CBFC, and we were wondering what the issue was, because we wanted to just have a conversation. Finally, when I went for the post-screening discussion, and he looked at me, the gentleman who was heading the committee, and he said, "I want everybody to watch this film.
Nice.
I'm giving you a UA, and because of the UA, it's mandated that certain abusive language is cut out and a certain degree of violence is cut out. Children are going to watch this film. I want children to watch this film. Right? I live in city of Bombay, and we are sheltered from the rest of India, from the everyday problems of the rest of India. So whatever I have shown in the film is what I have read and what I have been affected by. I don't claim to be an expert on it at all. I don't think anybody can. Like you said, it's deep rooted into the milieu and the culture of this country.
Absolutely.
Right? So I just think that somewhere or the other, it's going to help start a conversation.
And that's what we need, at least for starters. Yeah. But being a part of a film like this, the two of you, and directing a film like this, because we live in a time which is very reactionary, right? There's always this thing of, ye kaun bolega, somebody will say something. Does it worry you, or you'll be like, it's an important story that we are backing with the faith that it'll take the message out there and we're going to go and do it? Does it worry you as a part of the industry?
Independence Day pe aa raha hai. I think the whole idea of independence that we can freely think and imagine and create. I don't think it should worry anybody from the fraternity. We are living in reactive times, but and that's why more we should be making stuff for those reactions. Because jab tak we won't have a conversation about it, even if it is about hateful reactions or whatever, people praising it or people just talking about it is important. Right now, nobody is talking about it. That is a bigger problem.
I agree.
So I feel, we've had situations where we've made films about kings and, and people having problems with how they have been showing, jo 400 saal purane ke raja ko aapne galat dikha diya and all that we are saying. But jo current time mein jo chal raha hai, उस पर ठीक है ना, करें. अगर खराब बोलेंगे तो अच्छा है, लेकिन if the debate होगा, at least people will know.
बात तो होगी.
Yeah, people will understand कि अच्छा, this is happening. It is not just कि कभी होता था. It's right now happening. As Nikkhil sir said, some statistic about every 6 minutes somebody is getting, brutalized.
It's an incredible time to be a part of films like these. Because one, there are films being made that are saying something, and I feel like it's a big honor to even portray such roles. And I'm very proud of the film, because if you tell me that any girl goes to watch my film and I'm able to ignite a fire in her to just fight for herself, it could be a really small thing or a really big thing. I'm not saying take on the Constitution. If this film inspires somebody, and I would say girls and boys, or gets even some minds to think in a certain direction, then I think that we've succeeded as a film.
The story of a minority girl who suffers a terrible atrocity to her and her family fighting for justice. How can there be an opposite reaction to this?
Let's hope not, really.
There cannot be a second opinion.
Yeah.
There cannot be anybody who has a second opinion that she should not fight. I mean, I'm standing on the right side of the story at this point.
Right.
That's my first point. So there cannot be a second reaction. Secondly, the Constitution of India guarantees certain rights to every citizen of this country. Yes. How can there be a second reaction? A lot of people told me when we were narrating that ye picture release kaise hogi? We're releasing it. And we're releasing it and on the 15th of August, and having shown it to a committee of 10 people who said, show this film.
It's important. One last question to you quickly. You know, recently there's been so much talk about the entourage cost that comes with the directors and how the producers are kind of, you know, facing the brunt of it, or the budgets of the film. As a director and a producer yourself, what is your opinion on that?
I don't have an opinion on it. I think I have bigger battles that I have to fight. I think they need to be controlled for sure. But I feel that everything warrants a conversation. Put this in perspective, right? In the sense, Vedaa wants to be a boxer, right? I wanted Sharvari to be convincing as hell when she basically becomes correct. So that meant that she has to be on a very strict diet, right? And that diet was, I mean, I think it was torture putting her to the stuff that, you know, that she had to eat. We are eating everything at the end of pack up, and she has to eat this or whatever. But there had to be a particular person coming to make sure that food is made for that. So she had to train. So that means her body had to be in a particular in a particular structure and shape. So the instructor had to be there.
Yeah, of course.
Now, is that being? I think that's part and parcel of this thing. There was a dialogue coach who had to be there because they are speaking in a language which both of them are not familiar with, right? So those are things.
Those are requirements.
Those are requirements. Now, when it becomes absurd, when it is just for the sake of, you know, I'm just doing it, that becomes absurd. And I think that as a conversation, one can have with the actors and with the technicians also, that, you know, boss, you don't. There are some cameramen, there's some DOPs who basically, I will only work with these people. You can't, because there are certain restrictions to so I think it all warrants a conversation.
So to starting new conversations with this film and with what you just said. Thank you so much for talking to me, you guys, and good luck.
Thank you so much.